The women's 100-meter dash is a very big deal, and if you can win it at the Olympic Games, people will pay attention. That is why Julian Alfred of St. Lucia has the reputation that she does, because she won it on the biggest stage. Don't get me wrong, Sha'Carri Richardson won the 100 in 2023, and then American Melissa Jefferson Wooden did it again in 2025. Both of them ran faster when they did, but the world wasn't paying attention. So yes, the Olympic 100 is a big deal, and I admit it. And the Olympic Committee is trying to make it an even bigger deal specifically for the women. So, they put out some news, and yes, there's some time between now and LA 2028. But at least at this moment, they are telling us that the schedule for the Olympic Games is going to be reworked, and the bullet points aren't all that important, aside from the fact that, the 400 and 400 hurdles, at least as of now, for the women, is not going to be set up for you to double. But if Sydney wants to change that, I'm pretty sure they might consider it. But for the 100 specifically, they want to run 3 rounds of the women's 100, including the final, on the first day of the Olympic Games. In case you weren't paying attention, that's not normal. Normally you run 2 rounds on one day, specifically like the semifinal and the final, but you don't run 3 rounds on one day. So there's actually a preliminary or a first round or whatever. That happens separately. And then we move to the semis and the finals. The reason why I bring this all up is because they have a logic behind it. First, they're stretching out the Olympic schedule, like for track and field specifically, to fit like the 2 weeks that is the Olympic Games in LA. So they're making the schedule longer. Like they want more track and field spread out. But you're going to make these athletes specifically run in a shorter time frame. And apparently the idea is that they're going to profile the women's 100. And it's going to, put them, up to the forefront. Fine. Maybe they know something that I don't. But as far as I can tell, people don't really care when the 100 goes off. They just want to know when it does, and then they pay attention. The 100-meter final, for the men and the women, is a big deal. Yes, I admit that people might care more about the 100-meter final than they do some of the other less popular events. So if you kick off the Olympics with it, yes, there might be a little bit more buzz at that moment. But I don't think this is good. I specifically don't think it's good for the athletes, and I'm about to explain why. So, let's have a real conversation, because I didn't know we'd be talking about this today, but now we are. And the first thought that I have, because like I said, I don't think this is good for the athletes, and I don't think it's good in the long run, is, well, we kind of already have the receipts about how this policy is going to end. And if you don't believe me, allow me to fill you in, because at the World Indoor Championships in 2024, and now I'm talking about the men. Historically speaking, they've always been running 3 rounds on the same day. Now, this is a 60-meter dash, not a full 100. And in 2024, when World Indoor happened, you had 2 athletes, 2 men who were in the final, who were looking really good and had legitimate shots to win medals in that final. Both of them believed they could win. Eloy Benitez of Puerto Rico and Ronnie Baker of USA. But both of them got hurt in that final. And I fully expect that running 3 rounds in the same day is exactly the reason why. Now, the 100 is obviously longer. So, see where I'm going with this? The idea that athletes are going to run 3 rounds, they have to run in these rounds, because I paid attention to the first round of the Olympic Games in the 100 for the men and the women. People actually had to run. But if you're new here, I want to say thank you for even making it this far into the video. And I'm Coach Rob, and if you really want to know what's going on with the fastest athletes in the world, then you are in the right place. And if anything that I say actually connects with you, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe. But if I don't, just let me know in the comment section, because I try to read them all. I mean, yes, fine, there's a few athletes who might shut it down a little bit in the last 10-15 meters and make it look easy. They just made it look easy. That does not mean that it actually was. Overcoming inertia. Trust me on this, as a sprinter, like going from 0 to whatever your top speed is as fast as you need to in order to get through 60 or 100 is a very challenging thing, and it's likely why sprinters have a little bit of a reputation of not being all that durable, because there's no way to fake it. You can run a 400 and, coast in the first 50 meters, get your body up to top speed and try to avoid an injury. But in the 100, either you're gonna go or you're not. Let's just be real. Like, worst case scenario, you have a high profile athlete whose names I don't need to mention. You know exactly who I'm talking about, whether they're American, from St. Lucia, from Jamaica, or third name here. And that high-profile athlete is going to run the first round and the semifinal, and they feel like, I don't know, a little bit of a strain. The type of thing they would work out with their physio, get some good rest, ice, stem, all of that, and then they'd come back the next day and they should be fine. You might even put some kinesio tape on it if you need to. But that same athlete now has 3 to 4 hours, maybe 5, I don't know, between that, first round to the second round, now you have to go to the final. Like, the semifinal and final will probably be close together. And, that's happened in the past. But it's the fact that you have to run 2 rounds before the final in the same day. That is the real concern. That athlete is now basically kind of screwed because you can't really go out there and be at your best. The 100-meter dash, because it's short, I think people think you can just run as many rounds as they want you to. And no, it doesn't work like that. But this is not the only problem. The schedule now being stretched out. Let's just go there. Track and field as a sport has had an identity problem for a while, and people think that the Olympic Games are the pinnacle of the sport. Technically it is, because we don't have anything else that people pay attention to. But tell that to the athletes throughout the other 3.5 years when they're competing. They actually go out there and try. It just is what it is. The Olympics themselves don't even really pay you. You kind of actually have to use the momentum from it to go out there and make more money. That's assuming that you're a professional and you actually have success at the games. I bring that up because when the Olympics and track and field become synonymous, which has been that way for a while, putting track and field now throughout the entire Olympic calendar, like every single day, further adds to that narrative, which is great if you're watching the Olympic Games in LA for 2028 during those 2 weeks. But it's really gonna suck for a track and field athlete after that moment. Because when it's done, people are going to even more think of track and field as just an Olympic sport. Nothing else. In America, because that's who's hosting the Olympics this time, we don't pay attention to the rest of it at all. If you win a world championship, and I'm talking gold, we might mention your name. If you break a record while you do it, we probably will, somewhere in the sports community. But if you don't win multiple medals, break records, or do something historic, we're probably not going to mention you. Good luck out there getting a bronze medal at the Worlds and expecting anybody to recognize you in the sports community in America. You don't have to believe me. Just go to the athletes themselves, because we have people who won bronze medals whose names I'm not going to get into right now. Maybe I'll put them on the screen, but maybe I don't need to. It just is what it is, because I'm just ripping this off, where they ain't got a lot of followers on social. People were not paying attention. Getting a medal at the Olympic Games means a whole lot more in this country. Again, in America specifically. It is not on the same level as the Worlds. The athletic experience is roughly the same, but that's just what it is. So you've got the 100-meter situation where they want to profile the women, because check this out. The men's schedule is apparently not supposed to change. They're still going to run it more or less the way they always did. It's about giving more profile and more spotlight to the women. And maybe the Olympic Committee knows some things that I don't. But I'm just going to be selfish for a moment. From the American perspective, I don't think it's going to make a difference. Because we already sell track and field piecemeal anyway. Like, we sell off the races one at a time. So if people don't want to watch something, like let's say they're just not that interested in the 10K or the marathon, they just won't pay attention. It's not like they're watching track and field and they're like waiting for the thing they want to see. They literally don't tune in at all until the thing they want shows up. And then they tune back out until something else they want comes onto the screen. They probably won't even watch it live. They'll just watch a YouTube video or something else like that, or it might even make its way to social media. That's just where we're starting the negotiations, and I don't see that changing by 2028. My number one concern is for the athletes themselves, because the idea that we're going to promote the sport, or promote the athletes, in this case the women, I'm not entirely sure this is actually going to work. But even if it did, I really hope there will not be a casualty, like an actual injury or a series of injuries that come as a result of this schedule change. But we already have the receipts, and we know that it is possible. I just hope that probability, in this case, is not on my side, because I really want to be wrong about this, but I doubt it. In the sport of track and field, confidence is everything, because when you win, that is just the moment when everybody else finds out what you already knew to be true, that fast is a lifestyle. Get your Fast is a Lifestyle track and field gear at scarecruiting.com/shop or use the link in the description below. It's a huge support to me and this channel, so I can continue to make you more content like this. And remember, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe.